Hi folks, this is Brian with another Windy City Cigars video. In today's adventure, we're going to be addressing primarily those folks who are out there thinking of taking up the pipe or who are new to smoking pipes. We have some suggestions and some ideas for doing it properly. Now, the first mistake most people make is when they pack the pipe. First, you don't just sprinkle some tobacco in there, tap it down, and light it up. That makes the tobacco far too loose. It'll burn quickly, you won't get as much pleasure out of it, and you'll have to keep restuffing the pipe. Another mistake some people will make is they'll pack the pipe too hard. The object is not to see how much tobacco you can stuff into this bowl. Ideally, when you're packing a pipe, the tobacco should be a little loose at the bottom, sort of a medium firmness in the middle, and more firm on top. If you pack the pipe too tight, it cuts off the oxygen. The tobacco will not stay burning. You'll have to continually light it, and that removes an awful lot of the enjoyment of just sitting back and smoking a pipe. The first thing you should never, ever do is use a torch lighter to light your tobacco. Not only will this light the tobacco, it will also start to burn the inside of the bowl. And smoking pipe is the last thing you want to smell. You'd want to smell smoking tobacco, but not smoking pipe. The recommendation is, if you want to light your pipe the proper way, use a soft flame, like your average Bic lighter. Or, if you want to go really old school, a pack of matches. Believe it or not, they still work. I always keep at least a couple of packs of matches in a little Ziploc baggie in my car, just in case, and that leads back to a very, very, very long time ago when I became an Eagle Scout. Be prepared. You should see the inside of my car. Once you've got the tobacco in there and you've got your nice soft flame ready to light, most people immediately just light up the tobacco and start puffing away. No, what you should do first is light the tobacco and give it a good initial burn. Just a few puffs. Basically what that does is it removes all the little bits of tobacco that are sticking up, gives you a nice smooth surface to light the tobacco on. Once you light that smooth surface, the tobacco will stay lit longer and will give you a much more even and cooler burn. One other thing that new pipe smokers might relate to is the fact that a lot of beginners let their pipes go out. Now, there's a variety of things like that. If you're in a conversation with a friend, you're sitting there, you're talking a lot, you're not thinking of the pipe, you go to puff it, there's nothing there, so you got to relight it. It helps if you try to keep a rhythm when puffing. Every like minute or so, just give it a puff or two, just to keep the coal going. The other thing is you've got way too many things going. You've got the pipe in your hand, you're trying to do this, you're working on that, you're working at your desk, or you're somewhere else and you're trying to help somebody else out, etc. You're multitasking. Well, sometimes you multitask, you drop the occasional ball, and this is it. So, try to use the pipe more for relaxation, and when you give it a little bit of attention, just puff away casually at it. However, don't puff too quickly. If you're constantly working the pipe, number one, it's going to burn up all your tobacco, and you're going to have to reload it again. See the previous part of this video. Or number two, it can get the pipe itself can get almost too hot to handle. You could burn your hand just from the fact that the bowl will get hot. So not real fast, don't let it go out, but don't puff it so fast that you start to, it starts to glow at the end of the tobacco, at the end of the pipe. Just a nice, easy rhythm. And finally, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscription button as well. Thanks very much. I was at a friend's place, so they have an outdoor music venue, and I was in back smoking a cigar, so I wasn't under the tent. But I just happened to look up in the night sky just in time to see this little spot of light, almost a couple of spots of light moving along. And at first I thought it was an aircraft. There's a lot of aircraft in our area. Then I went, no, there's no blinking. And just as I was watching it, poof, it disappeared. And I suddenly realized I'd been watching the space station, because the only thing that shows up is when light is reflected off of it, and the moment it gets into the Earth's shadow, it's gone. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Good way to spend an evening.